It's August 18th, the year 2014. I'm in Portsmouth, Rhode Island, a beautiful place that I love very much. I grew up in Portsmouth. It's a beautiful place. I grew up in Rhode Island. It's a safe place. The people that brought me here, or that brought my genes here, did a great job of protecting the country that they believed was, and we still have to believe is, the best country, or the best potential country that there is. I say potential because our constitutions, just like ourselves, just like our countries, they live on. They live on with us, we hope, or without us. But what we want to do is we want to leave them better than when we found them. Now, Jack Reed, the man who I'd like to replace in the Senate, has done what he thought was a good job. And if you look around Rhode Island, you'll see that we don't live in a terrible place. They didn't destroy the country. But what they did do was they made it worse for most of us. We make less money. We have less ability to feed our children and take care of ourselves. Our environment is being destroyed every day that we start the car and drive down the street. They made it impossible for the normal guy to feel like he can do anything to fix it. But here's what I think the solution is for September 9th in Rhode Island, in this beautiful little town, in this beautiful little state. My name is Robert Perry. I'll say once again, my solution is simple. You have to ask every single one of the members of the General Assembly who is running again, did they vote for 38 studios? Did they steal your $75 million? And if they didn't steal it, if they were tricked out of it, are they going to investigate it and tell us exactly where the money went? And if they're not going to, don't vote for them. Get rid of them. They just stole $75 million from you. Investigate 38 or hit the road. What I want to do personally is I want to replace Jack Reed, because I believe that we have to do things on a national level, such as protecting whistleblowers. Without whistleblowers, we wouldn't even have a country. They're what save us. They're how we found out about the VA. They're how we found out about the torture that was going on in Iraq without us knowing about it. And now we find out, again, we didn't have a whistleblower this time, that Israel, instead of using the weapons that we sent them, and we send them tons of weapons, they decided that they would use whatever weapons they wanted. What they did was they used what I was always told was an arms trafficker, somebody that our country was against, somebody that we didn't approve of. But that's what Jack Reed's military-industrial mafia has done, and that's why I want to get there. I want to undo what Jack and all his friends have done. What they've done is they've made it possible for the U.S. military to snatch you up out of your house and keep you forever. There is no limit on indefinite detention. I'll say it again, indefinite detention. What Jack Reed did when he signed the Patriot Act 2 around 2004 was he covered his ass for all the things wrong with the Patriot Act 1, which was that it allowed for the possibility that people would be tortured, whether they knew or not what it was we were torturing to get out of them. It allowed for people to be kidnapped and held on black sites in other countries, another thing that we thought was illegal under U.S. law. Jack Reed is not himself someone we would call a criminal in the criminal justice system of the United States, but he is certainly what I would call a criminal to the human race. They're all criminals. All they want is war. The only way we're going to end this is to end it. We have to stop financing wars overseas. We have to bring the troops home. We have to keep our money and our resources home. What we need to send overseas is ways for them to produce energy in a way that is sustainable, and we need to increase our own ability to produce sustainable energy. These are the national issues that need to be taken care of right now. But we're in Rhode Island, and so you guys have a job to do. You've got to get out there and do it. If you don't do it, you're screwed. They stole $75 million from you. $75 million right in your face. You have to ask them, will you investigate 38 studios? They know what you're talking about. They got control of $75 million. They, the General Assembly and the Senate, they gave it to one person. That one person then turned around and gave that money in whatever way back to the Senate and the General Assembly. It's called corruption. Either we investigate it and we deal with it now, or they're going to do it again. Only, as I've mentioned before, there are some people out there that keep track of these things, that have made this idea of transparency kind of a foregone conclusion. You can't hide. No matter where you go, you leave a digital footprint, and we will find you. Whoever you are, man or woman, senator or General Assembly member, in the state of Rhode Island, we will find who was responsible for misusing that $75 million, and you will go to jail.